Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com. This video is going to shed some light on the differences and similarities between websites, blogs, and funnels. In my previous video where I discussed the truth about traffic, one of the kind of main premises of the idea is that your website is a funnel. Your website funnels people into leads and leads into customers. And there were some questions about this. Does it need to be a dedicated funnel? Can a blog have a funnel? I even kind of referenced blog posts in that previous video, and I created a little bit of confusion. Also, to add to the confusion, you have software tools out there who claim that websites are dead and that funnels are the only thing that can work, and to save your business or to make money online, you have to have a funnel. So this video is going to help you understand what the differences are, what the similarities are, so ultimately you can walk away knowing exactly what you need in your business so you can move forward confidently. The first thing we need to take a look at is the word funnel in and of itself. If you go look the word funnel up in a dictionary, you will notice that there are two forms of that word. It is a noun form and it is a verb form. The noun is talking about the actual physical thing, right? If you're trying to pour from a bucket of water into a small container, you could use a device called a funnel in order to catch all of that water and clearly focus it into the container of your choice. But you could also use the word funnel as a verb, as in, I am funneling my energy into this YouTube channel, meaning I'm flowing my energy into this YouTube channel. Or if you've ever been to a major sporting event where there's a really big queue, or even an airport for that, for another example, there's a really big queue and they're funneling us all through security. It's the act of moving us through a specific point. So with those two definitions in mind, yes, I think that in some way, shape, or form, whether it's the noun form or the verb form, you do need to have a funnel. Let's first look at the noun form, right? Your website as a funnel, as a physical thing. Super simple drawing. I know my artwork is quite noteworthy here, but this is a basic rendering of a funnel. Outside of the funnel, right, are people who don't know you. There's web traffic out there on the world. They're on YouTube, they're on Google, they're on Reddit, they're all over on many of the platforms that you're familiar with. And the goal is to get them into your ecosystem, help them learn more, give them the opportunity to opt in, and then ultimately purchase. And what comes out of your funnel are leads and customers. Now, every business is a little bit different. If you're doing e-commerce, you might not have a lead capture system in place, but for most information marketers, affiliate marketers, and digital marketers, I think getting the email address and building an email list is one of the main steps within the funnel. Now, a website where the home page is an opt-in page, the thank you page is essentially a one-time offer page, and then there's a one-click upsell, that's a very clear funnel, and that website is a funnel. There's no real other functionality beyond that. But if you notice at milesbeckler.com, that's not how I build my websites. If you go to my wife's websites, all of our biggest websites that generate the most revenue for our business are actually WordPress websites that are content heavy. This means that we have a ton of content, and our content is designed to funnel people in the verb form back to our ideas. So yes, having a funnel works if you're focused 100% on paid traffic. If you want to run Facebook paid ads, you want to get a certain type of person to see your messaging, give them an opportunity or an offer so they can opt in, and then offer them more things to purchase. That's running essentially your website as a funnel. But to me, that's putting a lot of eggs in one basket that requires you to continue to pay for every single click. I like using my effort. I like building audiences on platforms such as this on YouTube or through the written word on a blog, and then ultimately funneling people deeper into my ecosystem, getting them onto my list and turning them into customers. So let's kind of get a little kind of look at how that works. I've covered this in extreme detail on the channel, right? If you want to know the different types of funnels, the free plus shipping funnel, affiliate marketing funnels, membership funnels, you can search my channel. I have a lot of content that talks about the exact specific pages on how to set that up. The challenge with that, again, is that you're always required to pay for traffic. And personally, I don't really like paying for traffic. I like putting in energy to create content that ultimately can get me in connection with people who are interested in what I'm talking about for months and years to come. For example, I made my first videos in August of 2016, and those early videos I made on this channel are still bringing people into my ecosystem. They're subscribing, they're watching more of my videos, they're going to my website, they're reading my blog posts, they're joining my email list. And it's because I get that kind of residual compounding efforts from my energy is why I prefer this model. So let's look at how a blog might work and still funnel people, right? Because a blog is going to use it in the verb format. So I'm just drawing a couple of little boxes up here that are representations, essentially, of blog posts. These are topical blog posts that I've created. I've got one that gets really good traffic called ClickFunnels Alternative. I've got another one that gets good traffic, my Instagram marketing post. These are posts focused on topics that people are often searching for, right? Then I create videos. For me, it's actually, I got that backwards. I create the video first and the blog post comes out from the video content itself. It doesn't matter which way you start, it's just better to start with what you're most comfortable doing. For me, these videos are the easiest way. So now I've got my YouTube video, right, that is the content, and my YouTube video will link people to my blog content, right? So here I'm already starting in the verb form. I'm starting to funnel people from YouTube onto my blog content. Now, to take this even farther, and we're getting a little abstract here, but it's going to kind of tie into what I talked about in the last video, and it's going to help really clear this up so you have a very clear understanding of how this works. I might go to Quora, which is a question and answer website, and I might go find a relevant question on Quora. I would go look for someone who says, how do I do Instagram marketing in 2018? And I might go on Quora and write an answer saying, you know, Instagram marketing is really nuanced and it's too much for me to write about here in this one answer, but I made a video. It's about an hour video where I show how I've been able to over double my Instagram following. Check out that video here. And then that Quora answer that I just published to someone's question links them over to my YouTube video. Maybe another way of saying that would be funnels them over to my YouTube video. Then the YouTube video ultimately funnels them down to my blog post. So what does my blog post do? Well, it does a couple of things. First, I have a big pop-up that literally takes over the entire page a few seconds after someone loads a blog post. We've all seen them, the pop-ups. We don't love them as users, but as marketers, they work extremely well, and they do. Mine converts, I think, about 14% of traffic to my site onto my list. So when this user is funneled to my website, to my blog for a deeper explanation, a written explanation of the item, they get a pop-up that offers my free course. Now, my free course, if you haven't gone through it, is at milesbeckler.com/millions. Yet another moment and another way where I am now funneling a certain percentage of you watching. You may open another tab, go to milesbeckler.com/millions, and then potentially join my email list. But even if people are finding me from the Google search engines, whether they're finding my Quora answer, in my Quora answer, I can also link people directly to my blog itself. I don't have to only link people over to my video. And then from here, they have the opportunity to get on my email list. This is the funneling process from a WordPress blog standpoint. Then what happens is once somebody opts in for that free giveaway, they go confirm their email address, and they get access to that free course that they want. They read the course, they get access to more of my content, and then I get to follow up with them. And at some point in the future, I will be promoting a product or a service that I believe that I use and that I believe is helpful for you on your path. It's in these emails down here that I email to my list where most all of my revenue comes from. I do have affiliate links inside of some of my blog posts. I do have affiliate links inside of the descriptions of some of my videos as well. But my ultimate goal as a WordPress blog owner, as an authority marketer, as a niche affiliate marketer, my goal is to essentially funnel people onto my email list. And my email list is like my distribution channel. That's how I actually distribute products. That's how I distribute ideas. So this is my biggest goal. For most internet businesses and for your business, you probably have a goal of actually generating sales. You may have an information course, you may have a membership, you may create or import or drop ship physical products. And you would want to funnel your visitors towards that goal effectively based on the goal of your website, right? So if you run a Shopify store, you would have a little bit different approach than what I've got here with my WordPress site. But I wanted to show you this little path. This is one path of many because ultimately my content gets shared on Reddit. My content gets shared by other people on Facebook groups. My content is getting shared via email and via tweets on Twitter. Other people are doing this sharing for me because I'm putting out high quality content that answers questions and that is really truly helpful for people. When these other individuals who have never heard of me find my video or whatever was just shared, they are now introduced to my ecosystem. That is the top of my funnel, right? Then that user will consume the first piece of my content, whether that's a video or blog post, whatever that might be. That's the first step in my funnel, is to get them to consume some piece of my content. I don't care where this is. Somebody could literally copy my entire email, post it to a group in Facebook, and just tag me in it. I'd be totally stoked with that, right? I don't mind or care where that interaction happens. It doesn't have to happen on my website. And this is where I believe that the idea that you must run a funnel and websites are dead, that's just a sales gimmick, right? Like, I'm still doing really, really well with my WordPress-based websites that do funnel people towards a goal, but it's not just a funnel, right? So that's just a marketing tactic. But then after they've consumed my first piece of content, I have other goals, which is for them to consume more of my content. They might subscribe to my YouTube channel. They might seek me out on another platform. They might go to my blog, and then they get the pop-up where they join my email list. At that point, that's my ultimate goal, is to get them inside of my email list. After that, I want them to consume my content and start taking action. Because when you actually take action on what I'm teaching and you experience positive results in your business, you see the growth in your channel, you see the growth in your audience, you see the traffic come in your blog, you see your email list growing, you see all of these things happening, you feel like you're making progress towards your goal of building a successful business online. You know, like, and trust me even more because I, at that point, have helped you on your path towards the success that you desire. That gets you and I's relationship in a position to where when I recommend a product, Authority Hacker, which is closed right now, it's a great product that I highly recommend for people going about business in this way. They only open their cart twice a year, and I send out emails saying, hey, you can get in. I use this. It's a great opportunity. And that's why a large percentage of my small list convert, and I was able to become one of their top affiliates with a list of under 2,000 subscribers, going against people who, other affiliates of theirs that have many thousand more subscribers than I do. It's because I've given more value. That is how I turn all of my efforts, not just my blog posts, not just my videos, but everything I do funnels people towards a goal. And I think that's the clearest distinction I wanted to communicate here, is that yes, there is something that is a funnel. You can create a 3 web page flow for an individual to follow to help them get introduced to your idea, your product, your solution, to take an action to become a lead, and then to take an action and become a customer. Sure, that is a funnel, and there's a lot of funnel systems saying that that's the only way to make it online. I highly disagree with that, and I believe that you have the ability to funnel people from third-party websites like Quora, like Reddit, Facebook, back to other pieces of content, whether it's on your blog or on your YouTube, and that could then funnel them closer into your email list, and then you can ultimately build that relationship until you're ready to make an offer and close a sale. One more little caveat here, because we can combine the two strategies at the exact same time. If you have this style of kind of off-site to on-site funneling built in place, you can have this pop-up take people directly into the exact same funnel that you're promoting with your paid traffic. Then what happens is, as you're split testing those steps in your funnel with your paid traffic, you're able to drive more and more people into that exact same funnel or a duplicated version of that funnel from traffic you're generating in these other areas. This is how my wife and I approach our business. But it's important to keep in mind, we've been doing this since 2009. I have a noteworthy marketing budget to work with every year. We have already proven success in this area. We have these systems and procedures kind of dialed in, right, through 9 years of consistent effort, that I'm able to add on this other one. You don't need to do both at the exact same time. You need to do one thing consistently for several years to really get over the hump, if you will, to where you're truly making progress and you're generating a noteworthy cash flow that can support yourself. So when people start to focus themselves in too many directions at one time, that can be kind of a deal ender, because if you get spread too thin, you're not going to go deep enough with any one thing. For most people, I recommend going this route. I do not recommend funnel software and funnel solutions, and I do not think for most people entering this space that a straight to funnel opportunity or business model is going to be long-term sustaining. It takes too much money in testing, it takes too many skills, and it really hinges on excellent copy and persuasion, which are very challenging skills for most people to acquire and master. This approach allows you to use Jay Abraham's kind of philosophy of strategy of preeminence, where you go give extremely helpful content over and over and over. This helps you build an audience of individuals who know, like, and trust you, and then you simply funnel them towards your main distribution kind of channel, which is your email list. And then it's just a really well-timed email is how you make your sales. Ultimately, in this system, I think just about anyone can build out this kind of a business. The biggest challenge is that it takes several years of focused effort on one niche in one direction. And most people get, they expect to be farther along than they are. And I think that's human nature. I think we all expect or want, for the first 5 years of me growing this business, I wanted to be farther along than I was. The truth of the matter is, it simply takes putting out hundreds or thousands of excellent pieces of content. And there's no way that you're going to be able to get that done effectively with excellent content in under 2-3 years. It just physically isn't possible. So that's where rolling up the sleeves and being willing to put in the work and create great content, and then create more great content that links back to your great content. This is ultimately how we build our business online. This is where we started. We operated in this kind of strategy for about 6 years before I ever moved on to this strategy. And as I moved on to this strategy to add this on, we have continued to grow our business. And this still is the biggest momentum. This is the biggest source of new traffic, of new leads, and new customers for our business. I'm doing both, but you don't have to. You can choose to do one, and I recommend you do one until you get close enough to where you've got the momentum, you've got a team, you've got procedures, you've got cash flow, you're paying your taxes, you're paying your 401k, your business, you have a real business. At that point, you can think about bringing on other sources of traffic, leads, and funneling more people into your ecosystem. But whether it's a dedicated funnel system that has 3 very specific steps, or whether it's a content-driven system that leverages multiple different platforms, multiple different types and styles of content, funneling the verb form back to a specific goal that moves the needle in your business, doesn't really matter. They are kind of one and the same. They can coexist on the same website. Take a look at what I'm doing. I think it's the most telling thing you could ever learn from me is look at how I've built what I'm doing right now, 41,000 plus subscribers on this channel. I've never paid a penny for traffic for this platform. I never will. My list is growing effectively. My income is growing effectively. My reach on many different platforms is growing very, very effectively. And my goal of applying the same sort of path, the same sort of approach, the same sort of energy for the next 3 years is going to create the kinds of results that are going to look like magic, but it's not. It's small things done very consistently over long periods of time that create the true results. Here's a quote I heard somewhere. I think it was back in college when I was studying radio under Mark Chad Glenn from KCRH in the East Bay, Chabot College. And I think, he said it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. And more so now than ever with social media, buying fake followers, fake engagements, bot-based engagement on every platform that you already are on. Most of those highly engaged people are gaming the system in one way or another. It can appear like people have become successful quick. Mix that with all the different sales messages from all these different products trying to make it sound like it's quick and easy to obtain success online. Just buy their course and do that one thing and ta-da, you'll be successful. The truth of the matter still is that it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. So my whole goal is to help you realize what approach might be able to cut that down in half, 5 years, 3 years. If you're really, really aggressive and you really follow through consistently for 3 years consecutive, if you can put out 300 great posts per year for 3 straight years, you're almost at 1,000 posts in 3 years. And that's or 1,000 videos in 3 years. And that's I think one of the biggest goals to have is how can I put out 1,000 beyond excellent pieces of content that truly are of service to my audience. The faster you can get there and the higher quality content you can put out, you'll simply outwork everyone. It's taking that kind of 10x rule mentality to the game. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about it, right? You just got to outwork people. That's how it works. And we got to be strategic with how we do that. That's what this is. But ultimately, it comes from putting in the work day in, day out. Here it is, Saturday mid-morning. There's a lot of other things I could be doing, but I'm putting in that work because I'm on a 3-5 year plan with this content in order to grow my reach and ultimately become the most helpful internet marketer in the world and grow a list of people who know, like, and trust me. That's it. I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, get at me in the comments. Feel free to ask your questions about how funnels and websites work. I do recommend WordPress website as kind of the main focus. I've got a series called the ClickFunnels Alternative or the DIY Sales Funnel video series that shows you how to build this on WordPress. I'll link to that in the description below. Any questions, hit me in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure to click subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And if you have, hit the little bell. You'll get notified when I put out new videos. Just tap the little bell. It should be kind of maybe down below the video somewhere. I thank you very much for your time. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Until then, be well, and I'll see you again soon.